Here's what everyone gets wrong about the UK rental crisis. They think the government actually wants to help renters. They think these policies just have unintended consequences. 93,000 landlords left in 2025, and rents hit a record high, and supply hit an historic low. And I'm going to show you why this isn't a policy failure. It's working exactly as they designed it. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. I'm Jim Holland, and I deploy capital into HMO conversions in the Northwest. Not theory, but active deals. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe for more property investing content. So in this video, I'm going to show you three things. First, it's the obvious problem everyone can see. Second, it's the trap nobody's talking about. And third, it's actually who's benefiting from all of this. So let's get into it. Let's start with what everyone can see. The government brings in renter-friendly policies, rent caps, eviction protections, and pet rights. And landlords respond by leaving. This is pretty basic economics. But here's what I want you to notice. In 2016, stamp duty surcharges were introduced. Landlords warned it would backfire and reduce supply and push rents up. And the government, they did it anyway. 2017, Section 24 tax changes. Landlords warned it would backfire, government did it anyway. 2024, stamp duty increased again. Landlords warned, government did it anyway. 25, Renters' Rights Act, landlords warned, government did it anyway. 4 times, experts said this will reduce supply and push rents up. 4 times, the government did it anyway. And 4 times, the experts were right. 330,000 rental properties have left the market since 2016. Rents have hit a £1,366 per month record high, and 21 tenants compete for every property on the market. So here's the question. If the same warning was given 4 times and the same outcome happened 4 times, at what point do we stop calling it a mistake? And I'm actually doing a full breakdown of every policy from 2016 to 2027, all 14 of them, the dates and the impact and the cumulative weight. I'm going to link that in the description below, so if you want the complete picture, make sure you watch that video. From what I can see, when the same mistakes happen 4 times in a row, it's not a mistake, it's a pattern. Now here's where it gets interesting, because there's something happening that doesn't fit the narrative. Something that should be making things better for renters, but it isn't. Housing affordability is actually improving. House prices relative to wages have been falling. The ratio dropped from 9.5 to 8.2 in the past 4 years. So houses are becoming more affordable, and wages are outpacing prices. This should mean renters can finally buy, right? But they can't. And here's why. To buy an average UK home, you need £30,000 to £50,000 as a deposit. And average renters earn maybe £2,500 after tax. With average rent of £1,366, that's £1,100 left for everything else. Food, bills, transport, life. Best case, you can save £200 to £300 a month. At that rate, it's going to take you 10 to 15 years to get a deposit. But here's the trap. While you're trying to save, rents keep rising because landlords keep leaving, because government policy keeps pushing them out. Think about this chain. Renters can't buy because they can't save. They can't save because rents are too high. Rents are too high because supply is crushed. Supply is crushed because of government policy. Every single link in that chain is a policy choice. And the chain forms a closed loop, a trap. Affordability improves, but renters can't escape. That's not incompetence, that's architecture. Renters aren't stuck because of the market. They're stuck because of the policies designed to help them. Now, you might be thinking, okay, maybe the rental policies backfired, but surely the government is trying to fix the actual problem. Building more houses. The government promised 1.5 million homes by 2026. That was the headline, that was the commitment. Savills, one of the most respected property analysts in the UK, ran the numbers. Their forecast 840,000 homes, 42% short of the target. They're not even really trying to get close. No emergency planning reforms, no radical supply-sided intervention, just more policies targeting landlords. And this is actually one of the fundamental reasons why I believe so much in UK property as an investment. We don't have enough houses. We aren't building enough houses, and that isn't changing anytime soon. The underlying supply-demand imbalance is structural. It's been there for decades, and it's getting worse, not better. That's not a short-term trade. That's a long-term tailwind. But here's the point for this video. If you actually wanted to help the renters, what would you do? Crush the supply of existing rental housing or build more homes? They're doing one. They're not doing the other. They're attacking landlords and they're not building houses. Those are choices. If renters aren't benefiting from these policies, then who is? To answer that, you need to follow the money. 1.9 billion of institutional capital flowed into the UK rental housing in 2024, which is a record high. Blackstone, Lloyds, Aviva, legal in general, the big players are piling in. Here's what's happening. While small landlords are fleeing, institutional money arrives. Same year, opposite directions. Now look at the policies carefully. Section 21 abolished. Small landlords panic about problem tenants. Institutions have legal teams. They don't care. Fines up to £40,000 for breaches. Small landlords can't risk it. Institutions budget for it. EPC upgrades required. Small landlords can't afford it and institutions have capital. Every policy that makes life harder for smaller landlords makes it easier for the institutions. Every single one. The playing field isn't being leveled, it's being tilted. 2.3 million private landlords in the UK. 45% of them own just one property. Scattered, fragmented and hard to regulate. But a handful of corporations, one phone call, one regulation, done. The government isn't anti-landlord, they're anti-small landlord. And there's a massive difference. Every policy that hurts small landlords helps institutions. That's not coincidence, that's the design. Now, you're probably sitting there thinking I'm being pretty cynical, reading too much into policy choices. So let me give you a simple test. If I am wrong, if these really are just well-intentioned policies with unintended consequences, someone should notice the problems and adjust course. Supply should recover and rents should stabilize. If I'm right, and if this is actually by design, then things will carry on getting worse. More landlords will leave, more institutions will arrive, and rents will carry on going up. And the policies will just keep coming. So which trajectory are we on? Well, look at the pipeline. May 26, Renters' Rights Act fully active. Late 26, landlord database goes live. 2027, new property income tax bracket 2% higher across the board. 27 to 8, EPC C requirements. More regulation, more cost, more pressure, more reasons for small landlords to leave. Where does a consolidated rental market lead? Well, let's look at Germany. 37% institutionally owned. The US, 41%. Higher rents, less flexibility, tenants as a line item on a spreadsheet. The UK is 3%. For now. The direction of travel tells you everything, and that trajectory hasn't changed in 11 years. So let me reframe what's actually happening, because once you see it this way, everything makes sense. The government isn't failing to help renters. They're not incompetent, they're engineering a transfer from 2.3 million fragmented small landlords to a handful of corporate players. Easier to control, easier to regulate, easier to tax. Renters, they're not the beneficiaries, they're the justification. Every policy is framed as protecting renters. Every policy makes renting worse. Every policy benefits the institutions. That's the reframe. The rental market isn't broken, it's been redesigned. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. If you found this video useful, make sure you share it with someone else, because they might be blaming the wrong people too. And if you want to explore working together, there's an investor waitlist in the description below. Now I've shown you what's happening and why, but I haven't shown you the how. The specific policies, the dates, the cumulative weight, the video breakdown of every policy from 26 to 27. All 14 of them. It's on screen now. I'll see you in that video.